Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video like up. It was just after sundown in Los Angeles when Diamont, known to millions of soap fans as the dashing and dominant Bill Spencer on The Bold and the Beautiful, stepped off Sunset Boulevard and into a time machine of sorts, a quaint, tucked-away cafe so rich with history that the walls practically whispered secrets. Diamont had heard of Café, silhouette from a costume designer who swore it hadn't changed since the 1940s. The same booths, same chandeliers, same jazz echoing from behind the bar. But what the actor discovered inside wasn't just a retro dining experience. It was a living archive of old Hollywood hidden in plain sight. A secret haven where legends once lunched, moguls made deals over martinis. And now, as he learned, some of those ghosts still lingered in more ways than one. What began as a quiet dinner for one turned into a night of stories, surprises, and a journey into the glamorous golden age that refused to die. Chapter 1. The first bite of nostalgia. The front door of Café silhouette creaked like an old movie reel unwinding. The moment Don stepped in, he felt it. The thick velvet of nostalgia wrapped around him. The scent of aged wood, pipe tobacco, and lemon polish clung to the air, mingling with hints of garlic butter and champagne. A bell above the door gave a gentle chime as he entered, alerting the hostess, a silver-haired woman with posture like a ballerina and lipstick as red as wine. A Technicolor debut. "Mr. Diamont," she said, with a smile that could have been lifted from a Grace Kelly still. "We've been expecting you." Don blinked. "You have. Everyone comes to Silhouette when they're ready," she said cryptically. "Your booth is waiting." As he followed her past tables lit by golden sconces, he noticed the walls not adorned with modern art or awards, but with sepia-tone photos of legends, Gable and Lombard, Monroe lighting a cigarette for Dean Martin. Rita Hayworth caught mid-laugh. It wasn't a wall of fame, it was a shrine. He was seated in the Bacall booth, so named. The hostess whispered because Lauren Bacall herself had scrawled her name under the tabletop in 1954. She preferred the corner. Said it gave her a view of both exits. Chapter 2. The waiter who knew too much. The waiter arrived with the confidence of a man who once served Orson Welles. Dressed in a classic tuxedo with white gloves and a discreet gold pin marked Eddie, he handed Don a menu printed on parchment. "No QR codes here," Eddie said, smiling. "We believe in eye contact and dessert spoons." Don chuckled. "What's the house specialty?" "Steak Diane," Eddie answered. "Same recipe we served Frank Sinatra the night he broke up with Ava Gardner. He asked for it rare, left it untouched." It was then Don realized the staff weren't actors playing a part. They were relics, keepers of stories with memories as rich as the food. As he ordered, Eddie leaned closer. "Stay long enough," he said, "and the walls might speak." Chapter 3. A table for two. One of them long gonas. Don savored his steak, perfectly seared, flamed with cognac and history. He noticed a woman seated alone at the far end of the room. She wore a pillbox hat and gloves. Her makeup was vintage perfect. She looked like someone who had walked off a Paramount lot in 1956. But no one else seemed to see her. Intrigued, Don watched her sip from a champagne flute. She raised it toward him in a silent toast. A chill prickled the back of his neck. He blinked, and she was gone. When he mentioned it to Eddie, the waiter didn't blink. "That was Dolores Devine," he said. "Used to do tap numbers at the Coconut Grove. Died here in 1963. Comes back on special nights." Don laughed nervously. "You're joking." Eddie's face remained unreadable. "She likes the way you look. Minds her of a director she once loved." Chapter 4. Diamonds, Ghosts, and a Confessional Booth after dinner. Don was invited into the lounge, a room wrapped in red velvet, where a black and white movie played silently on a screen above the fireplace. Behind the bar, an actual Oscar statuette gleamed, a gift from an anonymous winner in 1978. "Care to see something rare?" Eddie asked. leading Dawn toward a small curtained alcove. Inside was an old phone booth, the rotary kind. Dusty but humming. "Pick up the receiver," Eddie said. Dawn did. A click. Then music as time goes by, and then a voice, gravelly, confessional. "I told her I'd leave my wife. I never did. That's why she took the pills." The voice stopped. The music continued. "That's Bogart," Eddie said. Dawn blinked. Some say it's a recording. Okay, others, well, we stopped asking questions after James Caan heard his own father speaking through it. Chapter 5. The Guest Book. Of Ghosts in a small hallway near the restrooms, gilded and mirror-lined. Dawn found a leather-bound book mounted in glass. The Café Silhouette Guest Book, names written in fountain pen. No dates, no fanfare. He recognized them instantly. J. Dean M. Monroe B. Lancaster. And a newer entry, just one name, Diamont. His eyes widened. "I didn't write that," he murmured. Eddie appeared beside him, ghost-like as ever. "It's possible your future self did." Many guests leave their mark in time before they arrive. Café Silhouette has flexibility. Dawn was no stranger to playing outlandish storylines on TV love triangles, amnesia, blackmail. But nothing prepared him for the feeling that here, time wasn't linear. It was cinematic. Chapter 6. Back to reality? Or was it? When he finally stepped out onto Sunset again, the stars above LA looked unusually clear. His phone buzzed. 28 missed calls. Apparently, he had vanished for over 8 hours. Though his dinner lasted only 2, a few days later Dawn returned to Café Silhouette, but the building was gone in its place. A fenced-off lot and a "coming soon" condominiums sign. He asked around. No one had heard of the cafe. No business license. No record. Back on set at B&B. He mentioned it to Catherine Kelly Lang. She froze. "My grandmother used to talk about that place," she whispered. "Said she had a dance there with Gene Kelly. Thought she imagined it." Dawn checked his jacket pocket later that night. Folded neatly inside was a receipt, dated 1956. "Steak Diane, $3.25. Tip. Tell Dolores she still has the best legs in Hollywood." Epilogue. A legacy etched in Glamourdone Diamont. Never found Café Silhouette again. But sometimes, on his way home from the studio, he catches a flicker in the corner of his eye. The glint of a martini glass, a whisper of music. And he smiles, because old Hollywood doesn't die. It lingers in echoes, in stories, in cafes that disappear. By morning, dawn, and in the heart of a soap star who once dined with ghosts.